How I used a fake reference check to catch my toxic ex-boss blacklisting me. I spent the last 3 months watching my job search turn into a total nightmare. I was getting plenty of initial callbacks because my resume is pretty tight, and my portfolio is solid. I would blast through the first 2 rounds of interviews for senior design roles. Everything would feel absolutely perfect, and then the recruiters would suddenly go completely silent. No feedback, just generic rejection emails or straight-up ghosting. It happened 4 times in a row, and I started feeling like I was losing my mind or that my work was secretly garbage. I finally sat down and realized the only common denominator was the final stage, where they asked for references from my last position. I left that job about 8 months ago because the creative director, there was a manipulative nightmare, who took credit for my layouts and hated when anyone stood up to him. When I gave my notice, he told me that the industry is very small and that I would regret leaving his team. I did not think much of it at the time because I figured he was just throwing a tantrum. To test my theory, I asked my sister, who works in corporate insurance, to do a little experiment with me. She used a burner email and called my ex-boss using her most formal professional voice, pretending to be a principal talent acquisition specialist for a major tech firm. She told him I was the top candidate for a high-paying leadership role and that they just needed to verify my previous performance and reliability. We put the call on speakerphone and I recorded the whole thing on my laptop. It took exactly 30 seconds for this guy to start absolutely trashing my reputation. He did not just say I was a bad fit. He literally lied and said I missed major client deadlines, breached an NDA by showing private assets, and that the company was looking into legal action after I quit. I was sitting there on my bed with my jaw on the floor, listening to this lunatic completely burn my career to the ground over a fake job. Instead of getting sad, I got incredibly angry. I looked up the labor laws in my state regarding employment references and found out that while managers can give bad reviews, making up provably false statements that cause financial harm is textbook defamation. I drafted a very cold, formal email and attached the audio file, along with a screenshot of the state statute. I did not even threaten to sue directly. I just stated that if any future employer mentioned receiving negative feedback from their company, my attorney would be filing a formal suit against him and the agency immediately. His HR department called me back within 2 hours. They were absolutely panicking. They apologized profusely and sent me a signed letter stating that my ex-boss is no longer allowed to handle reference requests and that all future inquiries will go through corporate HR, who will only confirm my dates of employment and job title.